Hi, everybody. Here I am from Orange City, Iowa, where we are getting settled in. I am scrambling to keep up with everybody's drafts, and I will continue to do that on a daily basis, as I know you are scrambling to complete. So, due dates that are approaching. July 19th is your due date for your completed draft. I need to have a complete draft in the template by July 19th. Now, most of you have already done multiple drafts and we're going back and forth, and that is no problem. But if I have seen nothing and you wait until July 19th for the very first thing, understand that if we have many edits to do, it's going to be rough to finish. So continue to really push in this final week before drafts are due, or 5 days, to get as good a draft as you possibly can so that I'm able to see that you have progress, make some comments, and have you do some edits. The final submission is August 9th, and by final, we do mean final. So it has to be in its final status. It has to be perfect when it is submitted as your final. Then we will assess it based on the rubric and determine whether or not the project meets the requirements to complete the course. And I'll talk more about that over the next couple of weeks. My biggest concern right now, and it's pretty global. There's maybe 1 or 2 students that I'm not concerned on this point, so I feel like it's important to add this to the video. This is not a report. It is a literature review. And when you selected resources, you were asked to select research studies. And when you annotated the research studies, you were asked to first explain what happened in the study, and then apply it to your hypothesis and apply it to what you're saying in your literature review. And so you have to discuss the study in the literature review. And what I'm reading now are reports about topics. This is not an unfixable problem, and it's not really an unusual problem for students who are not experts at literature reviews, which we get it. I mean, it's a tough thing. However, it needs to be fixed. It needs to be fixed before the draft comes in, for sure. So what I'm going to do is email you after this video an example paragraph. It was written by a student. It's not totally perfect in that, you know, there's a little bit of casual language that I might not have used, but it explains the study. It makes comments relating to the study. It compares researchers and studies to each other, and it very nicely synthesizes the topic all in one paragraph. That is what you absolutely need to do. So some of you will have to go back to your annotated bibliography and pull that information to add more depth about what the study said. Some of you are saying what the study says, but you may have to add words like according to the study or in a recent study, because you actually have the information from the study, but you haven't stated where you got it. For those of you that don't have enough research that are studies and you use books and articles, which I really ask that you not do, it's going to be tougher. So you may have to go back to the drawing board a little bit, but make sure that every study that you do have, that you have gone through and created this paragraph setup. Also, references. So I'm starting to look at your reference lists, and I just want you to be sure of one thing. So if you cite it in the references, then it has to be in the paper. If it's in the paper, then it has to be in the reference list. A really good way to do this is just pull a copy of your reference list and then start a tally and read through your paper and put a little tally mark next to the source. Excuse me, when you use it, and you'll be able to see whether, oh, okay, I did actually cite this in the paper, so it stays on the reference list, or oh, I didn't actually cite it, but I would like to. Then you go back and find what you want to cite. Or maybe you just don't cite it at all. And then the other thing sometimes you'll find is that you did cite something in the paper, but you didn't put it on the reference list. So it's just an old school tallying way to do it. There's lots of computer ways to do it. So if you found a better way, please use that. Links and references, please check your APA citations for how to use website links, DOI links, because that has changed recently in the newest version of the APA. So just be sure that you're using that. Also, there's lots and lots of APA support, both on our Blackboard page and then in Google. Lots of it. Editors. Why get an editor? Because after you've read your writing for so long, you can't catch your errors. I can't catch my errors. The other thing is, excuse me, this paper needs to be error-free. That's tough to do without somebody else to look over it with you. And this doesn't have to be an editor that you hire, like a professional editor, but somebody who is really good at English and can look through, and preferably somebody who doesn't really understand your topic, because they can ask you some questions about vocabulary. Lastly, excuse me, should have gotten some water. Lastly, sentence level editing. So at this point, once you've submitted to me and I make comments, then you're going to go back into your paper and you're going to add those comments. And as you do that, just read every sentence very carefully. Look for unnecessary words. Look for language that's really casual. You don't want to have that. And you should be in good shape. So that's where we're at. I have absolutely positively been praying for you guys as always. And even though my life has gotten crazy, I've really tried to keep up with all of you. I'm available to you. Now I'm in the Iowa time zone. I'm available to you to talk. And it's just much easier now for us to do that. So please don't hesitate. If you're sitting at home and panicking, please know that I'm here. Please don't hesitate to reach out. My number one goal is to get each of you through this process so that you can move on and do amazing things in your buildings and in your schools, which I guess is a building. Anyway, so please take care. Look in email for that paragraph. I'm about to send that out. And let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Have a great day.